me now, listen to me now. I'm lasting 20 rounds, and if you want me, then come on get me now. Since you with me now, then biggie bounce. I know you dig the way I switch my style. Holla, people sing around, now people gather round, now people jump around. Get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on. Who's that bitch? People you don't know, me and Timberland been high since 20 years ago. What the dealio? Now what the drillio? You wanna battle me then let me know. Got the feeling, son. Let me throw you some. People, here I come. Now sweat me when I'm done. We got the radio shook like we got a gun. Get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on. Quiet! Hush your mouth. Silence when I spit it out. In your face. Open your mouth. Give you a taste. Hello. Ain't no stopping me. Copywritten, so don't copy me. Y'all do it sloppily, and y'all can't come close to me. I know you feel me now. I know you hear me laugh. I scream it loud and proud. Missy gon' blow it down. People gon' play me now. In and out of town. Cause I'm the best around. With the crazy style. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on.
Shut up and let me go. This hurts, I tell you so. For the last time you will kiss my lips. Now shut up and let me go. Your jeans were once so clean. I bet you changed your wardrobe since we met. Now oh so easily you open me. Gone is left. It's you that ought to be holding me. I'm not containable. This turns up it's not sustainable. I ain't freaking, I ain't faking this. I ain't freaking, I ain't faking this. I ain't freaking, I ain't faking this. Shut up and let me go. Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring to the stage a man who lives to connect to the elements, a man who is everything but earth, water, air, fire, and most importantly, the element of love. The man lives and loves and laughs, full of love, daily, each and every day. Welcome to the stage, Eros Simone!
Yes! If y'all want to create like we do, if y'all want to collab with us, let me hear you say, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah. If y'all want to grow like we do, if y'all want to flow like us, let me hear you say, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah. Okay, let's try that one more time. Let me clear my throat. Ah, ah, ah, ah, ah, ah. Yes. Okay, we have a... Hello? Hello? Anyone out there? Oh, this is custom down, bringing it down. Yes, we have a wonderful event. We are back with another INFLOW Global Summit. I see we have people from all the nations, all across the globe here. How are we doing today? How are we feeling today? Can I get a big in breath and a big ooh-sa? Let me hear it all. 1, 2, 3. Ooh-sa. That's right. Let me hear one more. Read it. Let me get an ooh-sa. Let me get an ooh-sa. 1, 2, 3. Ooh-sa. Amazing. Well, before we get this started, you know we're going to always have to do this test because some of you who were here at the summit in Qatar know this story, know what happened. So I didn't get to test my outfit this morning. So this is how we're going to do it right now. To the left. Yes. Okay. To the right. Uh-huh. Bringing it down. No ripsies. I think we're good. If you want to know that story, come up to me at the coffee break. Beste and I could tell you it's a good one. It's a good one for sure. Yes. Welcome, all people. Welcome, people, business leaders, right? Welcome, brands. Welcome, agencies. And welcome, of course, all of you charismatic content creators. We are together under one roof. And as you know, the name of the game is unification. It's about unifying. How do we get better? As you know, by working together. You know, if we were just that little me, little individual, we can't grow like that. But when we connect, when we work symbiotically and synergistically, this is why we're here, because all is one. And INFLOW, thank you, INFLOW, for bringing everyone together and unifying all of us. We have a wonderful event, and I know you're going to all learn and grow and expand together. For all of you are infinite. For all of you are all potential. And that's why I'd like to give a round of applause to all of us together as one. Guys, please. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for being together here. Thank you for joining in this high vibe and this beautiful event, because it's going to be a good one, and every year it evolves. As you know, as Herodotus said, the only constant is change, and I'm glad that INFLOW is always changing for the better. So, I'd like to bring to the stage a man who's one of the most business-minded, but also very, very sharp, just knows what he's doing. He's very inspirational in the way that the man knows how to get things done. As you know, as you can see, sometimes I'm tangential like a flame. I kind of spread over here, spread over there. This man is grounded. Get deep and rooted in the ground and learn from this man. For I have a lot of respect, and as you say, gratitude is the attitude. I have a lot of gratitude in my heart, not only for this man, but for the whole INFLOW fam. I'd like to welcome to the stage, Afshan Amja. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. This is the Vice President of INFLOW. Thank you for putting this on. Welcome, sir. Sorry, I talk a little too much sometimes. Like that.
Good morning to everyone. Welcome to INFLOW Global Summit and Awards 2019. For the next 3 minutes, I'm going to disturb your ears with my voice, unfortunately. I need to apologize for that. The whole INFLOW team has been working for this event almost a year right now, and my voice is one of the outcomes of that effort. But anyway, I will keep it short. Before going into my presentations, I also want to say a couple of things about our Master of Ceremony. 2 years ago, when we were in Qatar, when Errol was the first time our Master of Ceremony, one of the executives who were doing the opening speeches asked a question after Errol's opening. And that was, what you are giving to this guy. So in the last 2 years, we haven't discovered what Errol is taking, actually, to be honest. But we will keep it that way, because it looks good. Thank you, Errol, for the presentation. Yeah, here.
I keep it real. I do what I can. It's from my heart. You know, as you know, it's all about being your true, authentic self. And that's why I'm grateful to be here with all of you, because all of you don't live in fear. You know how to truly express from your hearts, and that's why you have a large sphere of influence. And that's why we're here together, to wake these people up, so everyone could not live in fear and live their true, authentic self.
Thank you. So you are getting nothing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not giving anything to you. Okay,
Who,
that's
me?
good. It's good to know.
Don't do anything to me.
So, yeah, welcome again. This event is very special for us because it's the first time that we combine INFLOW Awards ceremony with INFLOW Global Summit. And that's why, as INFLOW, we are also very much excited. A couple of minutes ago, you watched a video including some short clips from the events that we organized in the past. And right now, I want to also show you another video that we organized in the last May. And it was one of the most entertaining events that we did with the valuable 15 influencers from all around the world in Paris. I will let you watch the video, and I will be back. It was just an event within the 15 events, and it was one of the most entertaining ones, to be honest. And to sum up, regarding INFLOW, we have organized 6 summits in total all around the world in different countries, and also 8 meetups in France, in Switzerland, in Turkey, and in Qatar, in Russia, etc. And during the whole these events, we partnered with more than 200 local and global brands. And also during B2I meetings, there has been more than 2,000 meetings held between brands and influencers. So this is getting bigger every year, every day, every month, thanks to you guys, thanks to the all influencers attending to the All INFLOW event. And this is a platform, INFLOW is a platform where influencers can grow and strengthen their network while exploring magnificent destinations with magnificent experiences. So today, I also have to thank to our partners, because without their support, we couldn't make it this as good as it is. So I also want to thank them again in front of you. Another topic that I want to mention is that almost a year, I'm talking about INFLOW Bridge. It's a software that our team is developing in-house. It's an influencer tracking and analysis software that influencers can log in and also get a lot of feedbacks and insights regarding to their performances, and at the same time agencies and brands can use. It's a huge amount of big data is analyzed, and today, right now, I'm really happy to announce that INFLOW Bridge is right now open and available for use, and you can subscribe it if you want. Here's a sneak peek of one of the reports. And also, it will be free for influencers all the time, as we stated before. So please don't forget to check it. And we want to make a statement in every event that we do, that we organize. We put the power of influencers to the core and also try to build sustainable business models with an influencer-first mindset. We always happy to say this, without influencers, INFLOW family wouldn't happen. And I want to give you a couple of more information regarding this event. It will take more than 6 days in total. And here, there are 76 influencers coming from almost 30 countries from all around the world. And adding to that, there are also 149 local influencers attending from Turkey. And this makes a huge amount, which is 225 influencers, and makes this event one of the most influential events ever organized. And these valuable influencers can address to totally more than 159 million people worldwide. Can you imagine that? 5 years ago, if someone tells you regarding to this idea, this event, these people, this power, no one could ever believe it. But right now, we are living in it. And this night, as I stated in the beginning, is a very special event for our INFLOW family as well, because it's the first time that we combine the award ceremony and the INFLOW Global Summit together. And tonight, here in the same place, agencies, influencers, brands, and influencer marketing campaigns will be awarded in 31 categories. Some of them are global categories, some of them are Turkey Influencer Marketing Awards, and it will be huge. Currently, we are so excited to make this event happen. I hope to see everyone here in this event as well this night. So what's next is, you might imagine some of you, some influencer friends attending to INFLOW INFLOW events in the past. We also organized INFLOW Qatar Summit for 2 times in the past. And our next event, as always, after the Global Summit, it will be INFLOW Qatar Summit. It will be the 3rd event, and if you have chance, don't miss it, because it's getting better and better every year. So, thank you so much for coming. Again, I apologize for this kind of voice, but yeah, we have been trying so hard to make it happen. Please don't forget to use our hashtags And I truly thank you for you to be here, and welcome to INFLOW Global Summit 2019. I hope you would have an entertaining and also informative conference. Thank you again. Have a good day.
Woo! Look at that Vice President go. Don't you ever apologize, Mr. Vice President, because even that deep, raspy voice looks good on you. It looks good on him. Yes, thank you. As some of you top-notch entrepreneurial minds know, it takes one to know one. That man knows what he's talking about. Ultimate respect. Thank you again, Vice President Ashenavjur, my man. High pitch or low pitch? I get down with it. Now, for our second keynote, I would love to bring to the stage a man who's not just, he's as an aesthetic-looking man, but beautiful on the outside, but as well on the inside, and is running a very super important job, because this man is one of the top reasons why boundaries are breaking down. As you know, unfortunately, the quote-unquote powers to be, I don't want to name names, Western media, no. So basically are always trying to, the age-old simple formula of dividing and conquering. They want to divide, they want to separate, and what I love about this man is that he's going above and beyond to try to bring together, to unify, to take care, and to support, which is why we're all here together to support each other. But of course, our friend, he is the head of public diplomacy for the President of the Republic of Turkey, for the Presidency of the Republic of Turkey, Directorate of Communications. This man, like I said, goes above and beyond to support all and to always keep it real, to speak the truth, be the truth, and live the truth. For our keynote, please give it up for Ömer Faruk Tanrıverdi. My man. Spit it. Spit that knowledge. Share it. Do it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, all. I must confess, I'm already impressed by the energy coming from you, combined with the energy of this beautiful city of Istanbul. How amazing to see the most famous influencers in the world. I'm very pleased to be here today for the opening of INFLOW Summit 2019 in Istanbul. On behalf of the Republic of Turkey Directorate of Communications, I would like to extend a hearty welcome. Today, our focus is on social media, as you know. Let me give you a fact. Last year, people spent their 2 hours and 16 minutes on social media every day, according to Statista. Nearly 2.5 hours a day. There's no doubt why. Social media helps us escape. Escape from a bad day, a serious project, or a boring conversation. It takes us to some magical and funny place away from the stress of our daily lives. But at the same time, what is on social media is very much inspired by life itself and has the power to influence in return. It is the influencing power of social media that gathered us today. Our room is full of influencers from different parts of the world. We value influencers as they contribute to popular culture as well as a positive trend. Thank you. As well as a positive change in the world. There are also corporate representatives of companies among our guests, from marketing and branding departments. And us, as the Presidency of Turkey Directorate of Communications, why we are here? Well, I must tell that we are the marketing department of Turkey in your words. And what we manage and empower is brand of Turkey. Our valid guess. Managing brand Turkey is a hard task, you can't imagine. It's mainly because our target audience is the whole world. And the aim is to create the desired public opinion about our homeland. We use all strategic communication tools and methods to ensure a qualified representation of Turkey in all fields. We cooperate with think tanks, academics, private sector, and governmental bodies. And we are well aware of the digitalization of information and the power of social media. Directorate of Communications is one of the most active institutions in Turkey in social media engagement. First, we want to reach each citizen to make sure everyone's voice is heard in this country. Secondly, there are 3.5 billion active social media users in the rest of the world. And Turkey definitely has stories to tell. As the head of Public Diplomacy Department, I will tell you what those stories are, the main stories. We owe this day to the brave people of Turkey who defeated a coup attempt 3 years ago. In 2016, on July 15th, there was a coup attempt to Turkish democracy by FETÖ terrorist organization. We are working hard to tell the story of July 15th, and social media has been a great tool for us since the very beginning. At the coup attempt night, our President, His Excellency Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, influenced the whole nation by his call on an application, FaceTime. In response to his call, millions united against the coup, and the whole world witnessed the victory of democracy. And 3 years later, thanks to the power of social media, we welcome influencers from 26 different countries today. Each one of you is from different backgrounds, languages, and has unique life stories. All of you together enrich this summit. Welcoming diversities is nothing new on this land. Turkey has been home to different religions and ethnic groups living in harmony for centuries. Alongside the most beautiful samples of Islamic architecture, this city hosts some of the oldest churches in the world. Tomorrow, you will visit a mosque, a church, a synagogue, and you will witness how each one of them fits well in the city in its own way. Turks, Greeks, Kurds, Jews, Armenians, and many others have been living together on this land for ages. All of them contributed to the tradition, social, and economic life and generated world-famous artists. I hereby remember with respect Ara Güler, whom we lost 1 year ago in October. He was a Turkish magnum photojournalist of Armenian origin. He was known as the Eye of Istanbul, taking some of the most beautiful photos of the city. Tomorrow you will do the same actually. I have no doubt the city will be a perfect decor for your photographs. Another hot topic on social media for us is the refugees. 8 years ago, we opened our doors to Syrian refugees, just like once we welcomed Sephardic Jews 500 years ago when they sought help. Today, Turkey is home to more than 4 million Syrian refugees. Nearly 400,000 Syrian babies were born in Turkey in the last 8 years. Turkey's humanitarian aid to refugees has reached to more than $40 billion, making Turkey the most generous country in the world. Many refugee children started going to school for the first time here, and many more started their own businesses and engaged in society. Social media plays an important role in the direction of this engagement. Whether it is positive or negative, many charity organizations are designed thanks to foreign and Turkish influencers. Unfortunately, collective lynch is also created through social media, just like Black Mirror episode. Every single word spreads and creates an effect on the lives of the others. At this point, I warmly invite you to participate in the panel named Hosting Country and New Media. There we'll have valuable speakers, and together we'll watch a short film. In my final words, I want to thank His Excellency President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan and Director of Communications Professor Fahrettin Altun for giving us this vision. I thank INFLOW team and my colleagues for their efforts to make this day happen. I have no doubt you will have a great time during your stay and taste delightful Turkish cuisine. Some of you will be together with us in 3 magical destinations afterwards. We will be more than happy if you join us in sharing the beauties of Turkey to the world. Thank you all for coming. We are happy to have you here. Enjoy and don't miss a second. Thank you.
Ömer Bey, thank you. Let me shake your hand again, sir. Let me shake that hand.
Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you so much.
The most beautiful planet in the Milky Way. It's birds, it's fish, it's people, and the world that embraces all other living beings. It's been spinning for billions of years, and it has witnessed so many things. Wars, disasters, forced migration, the pain overflowing the screens.
Discuss the refugee crisis.
Huge movement of refugees.
Wave of refugees.
Desperate refugees.
Refugees as they do years.
أطفال سوريا اللهم ودع جروحنا ووسع جرحانا.
مرة يعني قلت الموت خلص قدام عيني، يعني تعرضت لموقف خلص أنا بدي أموت، لا إما من طرف هدول لا إما من طرف هدول. فهذا الشيء ما خلاني يعني أترك وأجي كرمال أولادي.
طبعا الأسباب الأمنية هي قلة الأمن والأمان ليس إلا. ما بقي في أمن بالبلد، ما عاد في اتصالات، ما عاد في كهرباء، ما عاد في مي، اضطرينا نغادر البلد.
وعلينا أنا تحاصرت في منطقة معينة، جئنا لتركيا دخلنا في ناس دخلت من على الشريط الحدودي، أغلبنا اللي دخلنا من عبر الشريط الحدودي اللي كان مثل ما بيقولوا نحن إنه تهريب.
انضرب البيت، بيتنا انضرب، لما انضرب البيت ما ضل عنا شيء. قلت له لجوزي انه انا بدي اطلع على تركيا حتى لو بدي اعيش تحت شجره، المهم بدي احمي اولادي.
Bu organizasyonumuz Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Cumhurbaşkanlığı İletişim Başkanlığı sayesinde gerçekleşti, hayata geçti. Londra Moda Haftası'nda aslında bir farkındalıktı, dünyaya bir seslenişti belki de.
Akdamar, which is of great importance to the Armenian people, has been taken under protection with diligent restoration efforts carried out by the Turkish state and has been brought to the World Heritage. Many other hidden monuments in Anatolia are now ready to come to light.
Wow, beautifully made. And I know a thing or two about video. Yes, unfortunately, life isn't all cupcakes and sprinkles, rainbows and unicorns. Don't make me put my horn on now. Sometimes for me it is. But yes, as we know, there are people who suffer, unfortunately, around the world, and like I said, who are being divided, and it is sometimes sorrowful. But I do want to express my gratitude to Turkey, because I've been there firsthand. I've been on the borders. I've been to the camps, you know, and I've spent time with and also some of you influencers. I know we've been together, and you know, I'd like to express my thanks again, because I know that Turkey has the most refugees here on its land compared to any other country in the world, with about 4.5 million total refugees. And it's sad to see, it's sad, I don't want to name, but it's sad to see when other people are building fences, building walls, and spending that money on keeping people out, you know, spending millions, billions on keeping people out of their countries. And again, I just want to express my thanks to those who open up their arms and you know, invite and take care of and support. So thank you for that, because none of this has to happen. You know, if all of us decide to stand up and decide to, like I said, unify and stand together and say, no, we won't fight each other. We won't be divided. We will always live in love, live in compassion, live in kindness, and live in forgiveness. You know, none of that has to happen. But I'll tell you one thing that I did hear, Ömer Bey, in your speech. I heard A, Turkish cuisine, and 2, magical destinations. Count me in, sign me up. We're going. Yeah. Yes, for our next panel, it's going to be in Turkish. So for those who don't speak Turkish, there are a set of headsets you could grab. They'll be translated. Where are they, my friends? My INFLOW friends in the back corner by the door, in the back over there. They're going to show you. They're going to help you. Go there, pick up a headset if you want to hear about, if you want to be able to listen, because it's going to be in Turkish. Or you could just like hear my semi-mumbly translations. Hey, my Turkish is enough. It's fine. It's fine. Don't judge my Turkish. Yeah. So, first and foremost, I would love to invite to the stage. By the way, this panel will be about making global impact through opinion leaders. Again, if you don't have a headset and you want to listen, please pick it up. Yes. I'd like to invite a wonderful lady who, fortunately and unfortunately, you know, it's that fine line that we're walking here, that I met today. And she really, her name is Nur, which means light. It's actually one of my favorite words. It means light in Arabic. It's actually equivalent to what the Chinese call Shen, which is mind spirit. So imagine us like a flower, that flower that blossoms after the physical body, the roots, and the mental, emotional, the stems and leaves, are all aligned. That Shen, your light that radiates, opens up. That's that flower. And she really embodies that through and through. She is a wonderful actress. Not only is she a talented actress, but she's very artistic as well. And she loves to express her art through photos and pictures. And a lot of the time, her subject is her beautiful 3-year-old daughter. And again, I just want to thank, it was wonderful really meeting her. It's such a pleasure. Love to bring to the stage Mrs. Nur Fetaoğlu. Put your hands together for Mrs. Nur Fetaoğlu. And she's so stylish. All right. Oh, yeah, girl. Thank you. Wonderful. Please. And next, we have a man who you don't even really need to read or say anything about him, because just the look in his eyes says one thing alone, and that is experience. The man knows. He is well experienced, and he is extremely diverse and versatile. And let me tell you, he is one of the leading specialists and professionals in not only journalism. He's a wonderful journalist. He's a well-renowned columnist and a PR and communications specialist. I'd love to bring to the stage Mr. Ali Saidar! Please. Now, let us learn about making global impact through opinion leaders.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Although it was announced that we are going to talk in Turkish, I suddenly discovered that everyone is speaking English, so I will turn to English, of course not, because to influence my influencer, I will prefer to talk in Turkish. Please apologize. And hoş geldiniz efendim.
Hoş
Nur
bulduk.
Hanım. Efendim, bu Erol Bey'in takdimi tabii ki son derece taraflı bir takdimdi. Nur Hanım'ı saatlerce anlattı doğal olarak. Beni de son derece kısa bir şekilde takdim etti. Bunu kendisinden sonra bir şekilde geri ödemesini rica edeceğiz. Hiç olmazsa giderken benden biraz daha bahset Erol. Eşitlik sağla, yani bu kadar da, her ne kadar böyle cool gibi giyinmiş, tabii ki şu halimize bak. Karşılaştırılamayacak kadar aramızda büyük bir fark var ama etkileme babında. Ondan ne oluyor?
This Dapper Dan is pure spiff right there. That's all I have to say. Yani her yeri yaktın abi. Estağfurullah, her yeri yaktın.
Çok teşekkür ederim. Bravo.
Her şey eridi, her şey yandı.
Bravo. Efendim, Nur Hanım, kendisini tanımayanlarınız olabilir yurt dışına gelen arkadaşlarımız için. Kendisine ben hayranlarından biriyim tabii kendisinin. Biraz arz edeyim size. Moda ve tekstil tasarımı okumuş. Ondan sonra da soyadına rağmen, yani onun soyadı kariyer yapmasına engel bir soyad aslında. O yüzden başarısının 2 kat daha önemli olduğunu düşünüyorum. Soyadınız?
Fettahoğlu.
Fettahoğlu. Yani bir mesela Batı'da ne diyorlar acaba buna?
Çok zor, hiç telaffuz bile edemiyorum.
Fettahoğlu.
Fettak-ogli.
Ogli oluyor değil mi? Evet. Böyle bir şey zor. Yani bu yüzden mesela soyadını değiştirmemiş. Bu bizim görüşümüze göre, iletişimcilere göre ciddi bir özgüven göstergesi. Sonra Muhteşem Yüzyıl dizisinde parladı bence, değil mi?
Evet, aslında onun öncesinde Aşk-ı Memnu var.
Aşk-ı Memnu, bu evet doğru, Aşk-ı Memnu var. Fakat onda Muhteşem Yüzyıl'daki kadar böyle çok uzun süren ve önemli olan bir rolde değildiniz herhalde, öyle mi?
Önemli bir roldeydi.
Ben müsaade isteyeyim.
Ana karakterlerden.
Hangi roldeydiniz?
Ama tabii ki daha arka peyker.
Arka plandaymışsınız
daha
yani.
arka plandaydım ama
Daha
ana
Muhteşem
karakterdim.
Yüzyıl'da bayağı
Tabii,
annesiydiniz yani.
Aynen.
Daha ne olsun
Mustafa'nın.
yani?
Daha
Bak,
ne olsun?
evet. Muhteşem Yüzyıl tabii yurt dışında çok izlendi, değil mi?
Evet.
Sonra Kurtlar Vadisi filmi var, değil mi?
Aynen.
Kurtlar Vadisi Filistin, değil mi?
Evet, Kurtlar
Sonra
Vadisi
Fi
Filistin'in sinema
Evet.
filminde oynadım. Sonra Fi'de oynadım.
var. Ondan sonra Kardeş Çocukları var. Bir de şimdi acayip bir dizi
Babil.
geliyor.
Evet.
Müthiş bir
Heyecanlı.
dizi geliyor, Babil diye. Başladı mı çekimleri?
Başladı. 26'sında tam anlamıyla başlayacak ama onun öncesinde teaserımızı çektik.
Güzel.
Çok heyecanlıyız ekip olarak.
Evet.
Dijital ortamda olması özellikle daha çok heyecanlandırıyor. Çünkü bayağı özgürce kendimizi ifade ettiğimiz bir alan orası.
Dijital demişken, dijital alanda da varız herhalde.
Varız.
Ben kasım kasılıyorum yani. 30 bin takipçim var falan diye. Sizde kaç takipçi var?
1,5.
1,5 diyor. Yani önemli midir? Önemli midir arkadaşlar 1,5 milyon takipçi? Niteliğe bakar değil mi? Doğru. Yani onlar organik ve de önemli takipçiler herhalde. Satın alma falan da olmadığı
Hayır,
kesin,
hiç.
değil mi?
Ha? Hatta ben nasıl bu kadar çıktı ona da hayret ediyorum.
Peki,
Çünkü
doğrudur.
doğa, çiçek, böcek daha çok.
Yani karşımızda bir influencer var herhalde, öyle tahmin ediyorum. Fakat siz yani kullanmıyorsunuz herhalde. Influence için kullanmıyorsunuz.
Hayır, kullanmıyorum.
Doğal
Daha çok arkadaşlarımı ben yani
peki.
orada tanıtmayı tercih ediyorum.
Şimdi bu Türkiye'de Kamu Diplomasi Daire Başkanlığı'nın da çok önem verdiği bu Türk dizilerinin yurt dışındaki etkisi meselesi giderek artan bir boyut kazanıyor. Yani şöyle bir rakam verecek olursak 2008 yılında yani bundan kaç sene, 11 sene falan önce değil mi? 10 milyon dolarmış ihracatı Türkiye'nin. Şu anda 350 milyon dolarlara aştığı söyleniyor. Çok büyük bir gelişme. 2023 yılındaki hedef de 1 milyar dolar. Bu dünyada 2. sırada olduğu söyleniyor Türk dizilerinin. Sizin bu dizilerden hangisi yurt dışında çok iş yaptı?
Muhteşem Yüzyıl.
Muhteşem Yüzyıl.
Aşk-ı Memnu. Listeye baktığımda Benden Baba Olmaz da gitmiş. Benim ilk işimdi.
Öyle mi?
Ama en çok Muhteşem Yüzyıl.
Muhteşem Yüzyıl bayağı dışarıda iş yaptı. Bu dışarıda iş yapmasının dışında bir etki oluyor mu sizce? Yani o diziler tam da İngilizcesiyle influence dedikleri etkileme konusunda başarılı bir işe yarıyorlar mı sizce?
Yani Muhteşem Yüzyıl tabii ki Türk dizi tarihinin mihenk taşlarından bir tanesiydi ve dünya çapında bu kadar izleyici kitlesine sahip olması bizde çok gururla yankılandı. Popülaritesi tabii ki oyuncularda olumlu etkiledi. Daha çok teşvik ettiğini düşünüyorum. Olumlu yani her şeyden öte bir Türk vatandaşı olarak oyunculuğu bir kenara bıraktım. Bir Türk vatandaşı olarak sanatın her alanındaki başarılarımızın ulusal alanda bu kadar yankı yaratması benim için başka bir gurur ve başka bir teşvikti. Şimdi biliyorum ki dünyanın dört bir yanında benim sesimi duyan, benimle aynı şeyi paylaşan, benimle empati kuran, ülkemi tanıyan milyonlarca insanla aynı duyguyu paylaşabiliyorum. Bu tabii ki olumlu bir etkiydi ülkem adına özellikle.
Evet. Bu çok sevindirici bir şey şundan dolayı. Yani Türkiye ile ilgili son yıllara baktığımız zaman Batı'da ve dünyanın Batı'nın civarındaki bazı ülkelerde, o periferi civarında Türkiye'den çok da olumlu söz edilmediğine tanık oluyoruz. Oysa gerçeklerle onların söyledikleri arasında çok büyük farklılıklar oluyor.
Biz hep olumsuz şeyler yaşamıyoruz. Biz çok güzel şeyler de yapıyoruz.
İşte bu bağlamda bizim kültür ve değerlerimizle ilgili de fikir veriyor diziler herhalde kesinlikle. Yurt dışına gittiğinde. Şimdi şöyle bir katılımcılara da örnek olsun diye bir iki veriden bahsedelim. Bu Amerika'da bizde kamu diplomasisi meselesi 2010 yılında Sayın Cumhurbaşkanı'nın girişimiyle kuruldu. Amerika'da 177 ülkede faalmiş Amerikan kamu diplomasisi ve bu kullandığı bütçenin 2018 yılında 78 milyar dolar, 2019 yılında da 81 milyar dolar olduğu düşünüyorum. Biz de ben işte Ömer Faruk Bey'in de liderlik ettiği bir çalışmada Türk dizileriyle ilgili desteğin daha yeni devreye girdi.
Aynen.
Çünkü iletişim başkanlığı da bizde kurulalı daha yeni oldu. Siz bunu hissediyor musunuz bu Türkiye'de dizilerimize olan desteğin giderek arttığını?
Giderek arttığını daha yeni hissetmeye başladık.
Bravo.
Çünkü çok fazla arkasında durulmadı. Biz kendi çabamızda bir şeyler yapmaya çalıştık. Tabii ki ben yine Muhteşem Yüzyıl'ı örnek göstereceğim. Burada bir yenilik vardı. İşte Timur Savcı, Meral Okay o taşın altına ellerini koydular. Ve sonuna kadar da arkasında tüm her şeye rağmen biraz olumsuz bir süreçten geçtik. Arkasında durdular. Bence yeni bizim aslında nasıl bir güce sahip olduğumuzu fark ettiler ve destek vermeye başladılar. Bu da mutlu edici.
Çok önemli, çok önemli. Şimdi bakın bu Amerika'da 2017 yılında bir kitap yayınlandı. Bir Amerikalı gazeteciyle bir İngiliz Matthew Alford'la Tom Sacker'ın yazdığı kitap. Kitabın adı National Security Cinema. Tam da ulusal güvenlik sisteminin Amerika'da yani CIA'ydi, NSA'ydi vesaire direkt etkisi olan saydıkları film, etkiledikleri filmleri ben size bir sıralayayım mesela. Three Days of Condor'la başlıyor 1975 yılında. Wag the Dog, Spy Game, Charlie Wilson's War, Body of Lies, Argo, American Made gibi pek çok filme doğrudan doğruya Amerikan tezlerinin yerleştirilmesi, Amerikan kültür ve değerlerinin, Amerikan yaşam tarzının dünyaya ifade edilmesi için çok büyük bir araç olarak, bunu negatif bir anlamda söylemiyorum. Bilakis bu konuda bizim de Türkiye'nin de böyle bir yol izlemeye başlaması son derece sevindirici diye düşünüyorum.
Tabii ki gönül şunu da ister. Fikret Mualla gibi bir ressamın, işte Ara Güler gibi bir fotoğraf sanatçısının, Yaşar Kemal gibi bir yazarın bütün hayatlarını anlatabileceğimiz işlerin de yapılıp bunu tüm dünyaya yansıtmayı biz de istiyoruz ama bakalım inşallah o günleri de göreceğiz yani.
Peki bu yeni dizi
Babil.
Babil de bir uluslararası kuruluş için çekiyorsunuz değil mi? Onun da uluslararası platformlarda şansı olacak gibi gözüküyor değil mi?
Umut ediyoruz yani. Onun da bir derdi var. Sanırım ben bütün işlerimde aynı şeyi seçiyorum. Bir şey düşündürsün, araştırsın, okutsun, bir şey ifade etsin istiyorum. Yani derdi olan işleri seçiyorum. Babil de öyle işlerden bir tanesi. Her karakterin derdi var.
Peki bir etki toplum üzerinde sadece eğlenme dışında bir etki yaratmasının sizce bir anlam ifade ediyor mu? Tercih nedeniniz oluyor mu yani bir projeyi seçerken? Yani ben bunu tercih edeyim çünkü bu hakikaten bir şeyi etkiliyor, bir yeri tetikliyor.
Yani dünya çapında tanınır olsun diye düşünüyorum tabii ki ülkemi doğru anlatabilme adına. Yani birinci şeyim değil, fikrim değil bu. Daha önceliklerim var ama dünya çapında da tanınırlık olsun diye düşünüyorum. İstiyorum yani en azından.
Siz hiçbir şey yapmasanız böyle dursanız da etkilersiniz zaten.
Teşekkür ederim.
Estağfurullah. Şimdi bizim hakikatle gerçeklik her zaman üst üste gelmiyor. Yani Türkiye'nin hakikatiyle algılananı arasında fark var. İletişim konusunun el atması gereken, yapması gereken de ülkenin hakikatiyle, yani kamu diplomasisi çerçevesinde söylemeye çalışıyorum. Ülkenin hakikatiyle algılanan çarpıklık arasındaki mesafeyi kapatmak olmalı. Şimdi burada dizi filmlere veya sinemaya düşen görev var mı sizce?
Olmaz olur mu? O kadar çok olumsuz şey yaşıyoruz ki ama ülke olarak sadece olumsuzluklar yaşamıyoruz. Biz çok ciddi kültür zenginliğine sahibiz, çok doğal güzelliklerimiz var. Sadece olumsuzlukların yansıtıldığı bir ülke olmadığımızı kanıtlamak adına daha çok kültürümüzün ön planda olduğu işler yapılması gerektiğine inanıyorum mesela yani.
Burada da ben size bir şey söyleyeyim. Bugün sık sık bahsedildi. Sinemanın, televizyonun dışında en etkili unsurlardan bir tanesi neymiş biliyor musunuz? Yemek.
Yemek, evet.
Tabii. Yani bu genel olarak bizde sadece erkekler için söylerler. Yani erkeğin kalbine giden yol midesinden geçer diye. Sizde evde öyle bir durum var mı?
Benim mideme geçen yol erkekten gidiyor. Benim eşim çok güzel yemek yapıyor.
Öyle mi?
But he just said for some of you that missed it, He said the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Very well put, because I agree to that, and you know that's the truth.
Teşekkür ederim. Şimdi burada bu yüzden de sık sık bu yemek bebek meselesi gündeme geliyor. Çok enteresan bir şey izledik. Türkiye'de önümüzdeki günlerde Kasım ayında da Türkiye'ye geliyormuş. Taylandlı Jai Fai diye bir kadın var. Sokak restoran, Michelin yıldızlı. İnanılır gibi değil. Tayland'ın tanınmasına inanılmaz katma değeri olduğu söyleniyor. O yüzden yani erkeklerin kalbine giden yol oradan geçtiği gibi ulusların kalbine giden de oradan geçiyor. Sizi doğrulayan bir şey daha söyleyeyim. Nathan Gardes, bu Huffington Post ve World Post'un yöneticisi diyor ki CIA çok pahalı ve riskli olduğu için artık ABD askerlerinin değil Hollywood ve MTV'yi gönderiyor diğer ülkelere diyor. Bu yüzden bu yaptığınız iş son derece etkili.
Biz anlatıcıyız.
Bravo.
Biz anlatıcıyız. Biz doğruyu anlatmayı ve gerçekleri anlatmayı yol
Zaten
edinmeliyiz.
gerçekleri anlatsa işi çok daha rahat
öyle.
edecek. Yani demin gördüğümüz film hakikaten yürekleri
Evet.
parçalayan bir durum. Ve bu insanlara sahip çıktığımızda inşallah bir başka diziyle ifade edeceksiniz.
İnşallah.
Nur Hanım çok teşekkür
Ben
ediyoruz.
teşekkür ederim.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you to you all, and I wish you a very nice and fruitful day today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes! Ali Saydam and Nur Fetaoğlu, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, beautiful. Thank you so much. Let me get my rock on. Yes, again, a wonderful round of applause, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to make your hands hurt after this day. We're going to be clapping so much. Clap. Yes. For our next keynote, our third keynote, I'd love to bring to the stage a man who is the Corporate Communications Director at the Istanbul Grand Airport, a.k.a. IGA, a.k.a. the biggest airport in the world, which I've made a couple of videos on, actually. And let me tell you, I've been in, I've been out, I've been around. So massive, I don't know, maybe too massive, but again, a very well-designed, very aesthetic, and a beautiful space. I'm sure that's actually where most of you flew into. So you might have seen it. Yes, welcome to the stage, Mr. Gökhan Şengül. Gökhan abi. Gökhan Şengül, ladies and gentlemen. Gökhan Şengül. Thank you. Take it away. Keynote number 3.
Welcome. It's very hard to make a speech, especially after the Mr. Ali Saydam's session. But anyway, I will do my best. While I'm talking, you will watch the updated video shooting of Istanbul New Airport. I hope you like it. Again, welcome. Welcome to the INFLOW Global Summit, which was born in Turkey and quickly become a global meeting platform for digital and social media world, attendance by influencers and also representatives of brands and agencies. For Riga, for Istanbul New Airport, it's nice to be part of such an important event because we see Istanbul Airport as a Turkey's gateway to the world. We are a brand that is committed to fulfilling this vision. Our goal is to create the community, especially in digital world, and instantly share all the benefits of this unique project, which has gone down in the history of world aviation with our followers and the public. Constantly evolving communication tools brought to our world the concepts of social media and influencer. We pay special attention to sharing attention-grabbing content about travel experience from our social media accounts and informing our followers, especially our followers, of all the opportunities that Istanbul Airport offers its passengers. Let me tell something about our social media strategy. Our social media strategy places particular importance on communicating with influencers and also some celebrity in social media world. In particular, we believe that any content produced through cohesion between the brand and the influencer is very effective. Istanbul Airport is the place to engage with both local and global influencers. In the coming period, we intend to implement a range of projects that are beneficial for both sides, company and also for the influencers. As you know, Istanbul has acted as a cradle for various civilizations over the centuries. That historically laden past gave us the opportunity to develop an effective strategy to make Istanbul Airport international hub. That's why I think we need to support our brand ambassadors to make it happen. At Istanbul Airport, where all cultures of the world meet, we want to engage in efficient collaborations with the influencers from different parts of the world. We are particularly interested in foreign markets such as India and China, which make up a third of the world's population. We welcomed new airlines, just now we are working on also, from both countries that added Istanbul to their flight routes for the first time. People from China, India, and many other countries use Istanbul Airport for tourism, business, and transfer to another flight. As we try to increase the number of passengers, number of airlines that fly to Istanbul, we also wish to increase the passenger volume by attracting more people to our brand, Istanbul New Airport, and Istanbul also for the city as a whole. I would like to inform you that Istanbul Airport, a junction that binds together Asia, Europe, and Middle East, will be serving up to 200 million passengers a year once it has started functioning with full capacity. Our aim is to showcase our cultural values, local products, and brands on the global stage and offer our guests and also offer our passengers a comfortable travel experience by becoming the preferring airport, particularly for their flights. Dear guests, in the coming period, we will continue to produce value-adding content for our social and digital media channels and provide the right flow of information for our airport, taking into account the needs of our passengers and followers. As you can see in the screen, that's why, so please continue to follow us in our social media accounts. I wish to end my words by saying it's very important for us that you feel at home when you come here and Istanbul with pleasant feelings. For this reason, I strongly advise you to make time from your busy schedule of negotiations and meetings and explore this beautiful city that provided a sanctuary for various civilizations over the centuries. Once again, I welcome our foreign guests, especially for our foreign guests, with the warmest of feelings and greet you all with respect. Thank you.
I'm gonna make all of you sick of Rage Against the Machines at the end of this thing. We get some new tracks though too, maybe, huh? Switch it up a little bit. Yes, for our next panel, it's a good one, guys. I'd love to bring to the stage first. Wait, what's the name of our panel? Let me get the sheet. Can I get a name, please? Name of this panel. Ah, yes. Creating unique content to inspire the world. Very important, because all of us need to create unique content, as you know, because no one wants the same old thing, like that same old music. Yes. And who will be speaking about creating unique content to inspire the world? First, I'd like to bring to the stage a man who really began his career in a traditional advertising space, but through some experimenting on Instagram, started getting popping. And since then, he's been working mostly as a photographer and an art director, has that artistic eye, some might say, and he's worked with loads of global brands since throughout his career, and some of them include HP, Callaway Golf, Whole Foods, Continental Tires, Instagram, HSBC, PayPal, so on and so forth, KFC, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah, and most recently just did a massive campaign for Apple. I'd love to bring to the stage Mr. Stephen McMenemy. McMenemy.
I don't know why I have my sunglasses on.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, all right. Take a seat wherever, just not here. And that's for my girl JQJ. That's for my girl JQJ. Yes. And I'd love to invite a wonderful couple who I just met and had a chance to only glance at their work the other day. Very, very talented, beautiful married couple. They are Israeli comic artists and creators of one of the most popular web comics in the world called One of Those Days. And what it really entails is they talk about their relationship in a humorous fashion that they don't spare any details. So, if you want to know in depth what goes on in their life, definitely read that. But they talk about the embarrassing, they talk about the funny, they write about the sad, the happy, and even crisis-filled moments in their life and make it very entertaining. They're both artists. They do all the original work themselves. And first and foremost, I'd like to bring up Mr. Yehuda Devere. Yehuda Devere, according to his wife, Maya, is such a hard-working man that he makes the ants look lazy. So let's put our hands together for the Mr. Hardworking Yehuda. Bring it up. Yehuda, bring it in here. And his beautiful and lovely wife and partner in crime, who, according to her hubby's theory, is a goddess in a form of a woman who spreads joy. Now, sprinkle the joy, sprinkle the joy, sprinkle the joy, sprinkle the joy. Thank you for coming. Okay, the moderator for this panel, the lovely JQJ. Don't let that wonderful smile fool you, because she is sharper than a tack, ladies and gentlemen. She is not only insanely smart, intelligent, and has a wonderful, open heart, but she's so humble, has an unmatched amount of humility, and she's just a wonderful person through and through. She'll not only split your heart open, but with that sharp as a tack-like self, she will pierce thine heart. So JQJ, hold on, I'm gonna call you up in 1 second. She is the founder and CEO of Digital Voices. She's a YouTube specialist, an influencer marketing agency in London. She builds powerful YouTube campaigns, and she's worked with many brands, including Rolls-Royce, the Royal Air Force, Universal Music Group, Trainline, so on and so forth. She kicks butt all the time. She's been featured in Forbes and all the other big everything. She's young. She's also Harvard educated, speaks a bunch of languages, Arabic, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't end. I don't know where to stop, but I'd love to bring to the stage Ms. Jennifer Quigley-Jones, JQJ, the moderator.
Oh, thanks. Welcome back.
Slow minds. Bring it in. Please, take it away.
Right. This is utterly brilliant. Thank you, everyone, for your time. And Errol, that's the nicest intro I've ever had. I think what we've got that's really special in this panel is a lot of people who are genuinely very creative on Instagram. And I think you shake up people's perceptions of what social media is by being so artistic. So I think the obvious question to start with is, what inspires you to create your content?
Sure. Check. You can hear me. Yeah. For me, I mean, the world, honestly, is what inspires me, because it's endless, the amount of inspiration that's out there. So, as we were discussing earlier, for me to get out of my comfort zone, getting out of the bubble that I live in, when I travel, obviously, I'm exposed to so much new stuff, visual information that just allows my brain to think a little bit differently.
and look at things differently. So generally, I would say travel is a big inspirational component for me.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, check. For us, I guess most of the things, if you got to see it a little bit, most of the art that we make is based on our true life. So, like on our true stories. So most of it will be at home, actually, because we're working the entire day. So most of our scenes is happening actual, like in our living room or our bedroom, or I don't know. But yeah, our daughter today, like she's 5 months old, so now we're creating content about her and us. So it's very close to home, I guess you can say.
Do you find it difficult to be that intimate and open on social media? I mean, you all focus your families sometimes. I think yours is in a way that is very, very personal, especially like difficulty conceiving, stuff like that is very personal. Do you ever feel like there's too far? Do you feel it's difficult to be that honest with people?
So I think we did it gradually. What I mean, like when we start, we just picked moments that we look at it, like it doesn't have to be funny, but we look at it in a funny way.
Yeah.
And after it got to decide that it is today, we decided, like among us, that like it's boring for us just to talk about the funny stuff. Like we're real people. We have true problems. We have real life. So we need to talk about other stuff as well. And I don't think it's something to be ashamed of. Like everyone have the same problem. Everyone have the same moments, like the sad moments, the embarrassing moments. So why won't we just talk about it all together and like
communicate?
Yeah, communicate together. Like everyone understand it. That's why I think that's why it's so speak to people, because we are like everyone else.
And I think that's something brands can't do, right? Brands really
well, I was going to say, I think vulnerability is huge, and I think that's a good trend in social right now, is people being very real about their lives or their issues or struggles. I think it just ultimately helps other people, and you realize once you do that, other people share those same type of commonalities and experiences. And I prefer to show people not the negatives, but I guess it's more the reality. You know, if we take a vacation, my kids are not behaved all the time, and so I don't want to pretend that my kids are angels. They're not. They're terrible, like everybody else's kids are terrible, right? I hope. Mine are, anyway. So I like to share that, you know. But
ours is funny at the moment.
Well, yeah, she's too
I have a 13-year-old.
She's too young to be terrible.
Yeah.
Right. But I think for brands to be vulnerable too is really, really important. That doesn't mean show your stumbles and your weaknesses necessarily, but it's just to be relatable, and I think that's what people really like, is to be able to relate to whatever it is you're putting out there.
Yeah.
But you chose to go from your account was in your name, and then you changed it to come both.
Yeah,
right?
it started as a personal account, and I didn't intend to become whatever it is I am now. I don't know if I'm an influencer, a creator. Instagram has become my business. But yeah, I didn't set out to do that, but once it became and it gained traction and there was media and press about it, I realized, okay, well, I want to create a handle that people can easily find. I think that's important too. But, you know, I was saying earlier that people got very upset when I changed my handle. I don't know why, but people, you know, they get very attached to what it is you're doing, and so you have to be careful too about how you manage some of those changes.
Every change needs to be very, very careful, like very, very slowly. That
minor changes,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, think about what it is you're doing.
Yeah, like for example, we changed our logo. One time, like after a year and a half, we already had a book published and everything, and then we need to change our logo because it was just, we needed to do like the first one really, really quick, so it will be ready for conventions that we went, and then we said, okay, that it's too regular, we need to make it a little bit unique. More us, more our logo, so we changed it, and then we just, I don't know, it kind of went well.
It
like,
does.
Yeah,
well,
it kind of went smoothly, yeah.
Were your audience shocked, or did they comment on it quite a lot when you changed it?
I don't think so.
Not that
they
much.
Took it good.
No.
They took it like a chance.
It was just better logo, so I guess they just accepted it.
It's just
well.
like that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of very grumpy followers. I guess.
No, also we, just so you know, like since we gave birth to our daughter, she's 5 months old. So a lot of followers trying to tell us, like every illustration we publish. So a lot of followers trying to tell us how to be a better parent or what to do. Like for example, I put it like in her
means
A carrier.
Yeah, a carrier. So they say, no, you need to lift it higher. You know it's a drawing, right? Like the,
Well, I guess that's part of as well being vulnerable. Because you've been so open, they feel like they can just be critical and access you. And you're like, okay, we're artists, but really we're people too. We have feelings.
Exactly.
How do you separate what content goes on which platform? Because you have, I mean, like over 7 million followers across all the different platforms, like YouTube, Patreon, Twitter, Instagram accounts. How do you decide what goes where?
I think the core is Instagram because that's where we started. Unpurposely, by the way. We didn't expect it to be that way, but it became very, very big. And then we did what the audience basically asked. We actually two people factory, so it's kind of a problem to manage that many social media. But then we try to be efficient. Like, for example, if we do illustration, that we're trying to film it while we're doing it, and then we can publish it also on YouTube. So it's like we're doing a couple of things together. So it's kind
the
of
same content, but we publish it in a different way.
So they can see, the behind the stage and everything.
And I want to do more of. I wish I could do more of that. I wish I could. People ask a lot about the behind the scenes, the making, the creating. When it's just you, and you're chasing kids, and you have a wife, and you have a family. You know, it's just you have a life beyond that. It becomes, you guys know, it's a lot of work, and it's very time consuming. So, anybody wants to help me? I'm here.
Looking for
we can give you advice if you like.
Well,
for example, we don't sleep. Try not to sleep.
I was going to ask, so the hardest part of this, is it the time management? Because I think that's why you talk about vulnerability, authenticity, and then also the struggles of like managing your own time, having to basically be a brand while you didn't want to be a brand. What's the hardest part of being a creator?
I'll say, for me, it's you get in your head. It's a very toxic conversation you can have with yourself sometimes. For me, where I second guess myself, I think there's something incredibly valuable about creative instincts and listening to that over any other voices that are out there. The most recent thing I posted, I wish they could show some of the stuff we do, but is that possible?
They did at the beginning.
Oh, they did? Okay.
But, yeah.
But so the thing I did most recently, I did it just as quickly as possible. It was very last minute. I have a routine when I post. It's kind of scheduled for me. And I just said, oh, this is terrible. It's no good. The response was unbelievable. And I find myself in that situation all the time where I think it's not going to be good. And I just have to put myself out there. I have to continue listening to what's deeper in here than what's out there, and that's where the success comes from, I think. With you guys too.
I mean, I like to. What's helping to stay creativity is just look at the world, the reality in a funny kind of way. So, because I know everybody else just look at the reality in the same way everybody look about it. They get upset very, very fast. They get angry very fast. And I was like trying to take the time with it. Try to laugh about the situation. Even if it's in like a bad situation. For example, all of our illustrations, you look at it and you laugh about it. But if you can focus on it, you can realize the moment, it's not a good moment. It's very hurtful moment. I mean,
that was an awful day.
We just look at it in a funny way, I guess. So I think now what's the most difficult thing in our, maybe you can correct me, but like for me, for example, the most difficult part now is just the combination between work and family. It's really, really hard. Like, as I said, we're not sleeping that much, and if you think that it's come easily, we're just putting like stuff on Instagram, so no. Big no. It's like a hard work, very hard work.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, especially because the creative process for all of you, the creative process must be very intense, so you have to spend hours working on something. How do you manage that time process? How do you guys manage two artists working on one piece?
Well, we're working on a shift.
Yeah, kind of shift.
A day shift and a night shift.
I feel like your brains are fusing.
We need to have a few hours a day working together. So we kind of do it all three together with our little daughter crying in the background some of the day. But no, like Yuda taking the kind of morning shift when he doing the illustration after we thought about it together. And at night I'm doing the rest. So like I'm with our daughter the entire day, and then at night when she go to sleep we switch, and I'm starting working
on the real job, not the child job. Yeah. You weren't joking when you said it's like a factory. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a factory, and
Yeah.
creating content, it's the most important thing. This is what we do. We're creating good content. So it's a lot of work. It's not just taking a beautiful photo for Instagram. I wish it was that easy, but it's just not. No, it's a lot of work.
I wish I could just take pictures of food, and that was
Yeah,
my job.
exactly.
But
You all made it so hard for yourselves. Oh no, this is like it sounds bad, but like we having fun doing it. That's why we do it, because we enjoy it. Like if you're asking me if I prefer to do anything else that it's more easy, less hours, and you can get more sleep, be more with your daughter. No, this is what we like to do. It's like another, like one of those days comics is another son that we have. Like we have two kids. We have one of those days, and we have Ariel.
And think about it in this way. Imagine you received like thousands of mails from people all over the world telling you changed their life with your work. Now you cannot stop once you know that you did something good in the world, in life. So this was also giving you the motivation to keep forward and keep doing it also and also and also. So even though it's not going to gain millions of likes, but there's one guy that did a like, it changed his perspective, it made him laugh. That's it, you won. You won, you did something. So this is
and I would say that's my objective in what I do, is to bring just a little bit of joy into people's lives. And I feel like that's actually the job of brands too. Like that's what works for consumers, and not to make this a whole advertising thing, but I mean, a brand will win if someone likes you just a little bit more than they should have originally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that trust and loyalty.
Yeah, it's just be likable, be approachable.
Yeah, true.
And that comes, I think, from being slightly vulnerable sometimes.
I think we have a very good example of it when we go to other conventions to meet the crowd, the fans, the followers, like in person. We don't mind that we have like the time of the convention just ended, because we will stay until the last minute, last minute to meet everyone, because this is the most important thing. Like you want to leave a good experience. You want to like they came especially for you. They want to meet you, your creation, making them happy. So I will do my best and beyond to just make them happy, because like they're like me. That's why they like our work. How do you guys see, okay, two big questions. So, what advice would you give to aspiring creators, firstly? I'll start with you, Stephen.
Well, I've been hired by Instagram to go and speak to agencies to inspire them and talk to them about how you can best use Instagram. But I package it in a way for creatives, in that there's this place where you can be creative and no one's going to really tell you it's bad. A client's not going to kill it, right? And so I really push people to just put themselves out there and to try stuff. And it really just doesn't matter in the end. I can't imagine what judgment from others could be so crippling that it would end your life right there. It's just not that dramatic. So if you have a creative instinct or itch, desire, it's a wonderful platform. All the platforms are great, just to put yourself out there and to try new things.
Don't be scared.
What's that?
Don't be scared.
Yeah, don't be scared. Which, I mean, that's my own, I have to give myself that advice all the time. I get scared, I'll be honest. And I don't know what. It's just
Your work's so whimsical.
It is, but then you put these weird pressures on yourself. And I have empathy for brands, too. If a brand, and I've done that. I've worked on campaigns that had this amazing success, and clients get in their heads about it in the same way I would get in my head about it and say, how do we keep this going? How do you keep that momentum up? And what I've started to do is just to take that pressure off. Everything just happens over time. Like I don't know what the race is. There isn't a race to do these things. And so I'm just trying to slow things down a little bit and enjoy the process as much as I can.
Yeah, true. That's great. What would your advice to aspiring influencers be, Maya Nahuda? Me?
Yeah.
I feel I speak a lot, so yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I think my advice would be just don't stress about it. Don't think that much. Just do. Just do something. Doesn't matter if it works or not. You don't need to think in terms of, does it work? No, just
do what you feel, and eventually it will work. It's like that's how we learned to. We didn't know how to build a brand, I guess. So it just happened. It just happened. Every week we published a new illustration, another one, and another one, and another one, and then people learned Yuda and Maya. They learned who we are. They learned our personality during like all those illustrations together. So don't think if that specific thing will work. Just do it, and eventually something will happen from it. So
my advice is very simple. Don't count on your plan B when you're trying to do something, because the moment you will count on your plan B, you won't give 100% on your plan A. So your plan A won't succeed in 100%, because if you just walk and you try to build something, when you know that when you fall, you have a safety net, you don't go all in. But if you know that you're gonna fall and something serious will happen to you, you'll be very, very careful, and you're gonna do your moves and your steps in a very smart way, and you go all in because you have something to lose. And when you succeed, don't ever underestimate the underdogs, because even if you're on top, always remember as you're like the second guy, because the underdog have nothing to lose. So always to keep forward and keep creating and keep thinking and exploring. And if you get to the point when you get stressed, when you lying around and relax because you're not doing the work that make you stress about, you're in a good way.
Yeah, true.
I would also add, I've made it into a game that helps me. Like, and when I talk on behalf of Instagram, that's what I say to agencies, is it is a game. I've gamified my Instagram account. The game is, how do you generate likes? Because that's, and I've said this to you guys before, that's not important to me, it's important to brands. I understand the value of people liking the work. But the engagement too. How do you foster engagement? That's very, very important for when it is on behalf of a brand or something like that. You want a conversation, right, about the work, whether it's specifically about, it doesn't have to be about the brand, it's just that engaging with other people.
Yeah.
And so what do you do to do that, right? What can I do to stop people in their tracks? That's the game for me. It's thumb stopping, right? How do you get people to stop doing this? Boom.
I mean, this is a very British example, but apparently the average person in the UK scrolls the length of 12 double-decker buses a day.
That is very British.
Really? I wonder who measured that.
I know,
how?
can you imagine?
Yeah.
But like,
but that's the
anything
game.
you can do to stop the scroll on Instagram, it's
Yeah.
like, how do you make people pay enough attention that they'll stop? On YouTube, it's like, how do you make them search through your through
I think
thousands of videos, like millions of videos, and think yours is the one they want to dedicate their time to.
Our content just built that way. Like it didn't start that way, but it became like in time. For example, as you said, when you scroll, we make in comics. Usually, in the past, comics was like on timeline, like a few.
Strips.
Yes, strips. So you need to read and you need to look in a few photos to understand the point at the end. So our illustration is one frame. Like we call it the art of one frame. We created something like art of one frame. So all of our content is in one frame, which means you don't have to kind of work that hard. You just have to look at one photo, like one illustration, and get the point.
Well,
and
you have to work that hard.
Oh yeah, we really do, because
but it has to be effortless for them.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like we work really, really hard for you to understand it like that. Like people think that it's really easy, but it's not. For you to get it in 1 second, we need to think about all the scenarios. For example, if we have like worldwide audience, we need it to be like, if we use words, it need to be all the words need to be understandable. And if we can use like no words at all, it will be better, because then you don't have a language to deal with. And if you do like a composition, it needs to be like we telling you exactly what you want, what we want you to look at first. If like it's the main
idea,
subject, and then the secondary joke to make it like a little bit lighter, and we telling you exactly where we want you to look.
So
Yeah,
basic, sorry.
No, I was going to say, my work confuses people intentionally.
And that stops.
It does. They don't know what they're looking at. They don't know what they're seeing sometimes. It's, my technique is I take two things, I put them together. Sometimes it's a little more blended, And when that's the case, that's what I get in the comments. You know, I had to study this for a while. I'm not sure what this was. I got it, now I love it. You know, that kind of thing. So there's a reward in that. Sorry.
We have to wrap it up, but the big question I want to ask, I'm going to get you to say it in one word. What do you think the future of the influencer marketing industry is in one word? I can go first if you want.
Oh, wait, let me think about it. I have it in Hebrew, though. Wait, let me translate it in my head.
Future of the industry.
Risk.
Yeah. Risk.
Yeah.
Taking
risk.
Risk.
She said one word.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Risk.
I'll say future. I think it is the future of the advertising industry.
Yeah. Cool.
People, no offense.
People hate ads.
People hate ads. People don't want to listen to brands. They want to listen to people they can relate to.
I would say power.
Yeah.
Power, but in a good way, like positive power. But you can't say it in one word, so I say PP.
Yeah. Growth. Thank you everyone so much. It's been a
Thank
joy
you very
to
much.
talk to you guys.
Oh, thank you. Stay right there real quick. Stay right there.
Okay.
Where's this guy? I want to take this quick little pic with my
jumping
piece.
in?
Should we all do this?
Where do we
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, he's
there?
going to take a picture of us. Yeah. Woo!
There you go.
Live your power, guys. Thank you for the awesome panel. Really appreciate it.
What's that?
Give it up.
Yeah.
JQJ, Steven.
Want to join our selfie?
Yeah. Anyone want to shoot us? Real quick?
No, do you want to get in the selfie?
Fine.
Sorry, everyone.
All right.
Thanks,
Well,
everyone.
thank you for the wonderful panel. That's a lot of actionable advice. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. I would love to actually talk one-on-one with you guys later to learn more. Thank you for expanding our minds. We have a quick little video from Turkish Airlines. Check out the global destinations. And then after, we're going to have a quick coffee break, re-energize, take a fresh breather, tell a couple funny stories, and we'll be back. Let's do it. Break. I'll see you out there. Don't forget to catch some of those beautiful rays that are outside. Connect to the elements. People ask me, hey, Errol, where do you get some of your energy from? One of my friends just asked me just now. It's very simple. As our boy Einstein said, E equals MC squared, which means energy equals mass/matter. You switch it around, matter and mass also are energy. That means all is energy. Just connect to that energy and absorb that energy. So go out there, connect to the wonderful elements, and energize yourself.